Welcome to the Behind the Bar podcast. Today we are joined by Pearce. Flo, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hello, I am Flo. I am the co-owner of the Tollemache Arms in Harrington, which is a beautiful country pub in the rolling hills of Northamptonshire, and I run it with my partner Joe Buckley, and we won Licensee of the Year 2023.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Always. How long have you been in the industry?
So I've been in the hospitality industry from probably the age of about 16. I had my first job in a theatre, which was just sitting people down, making sure people are happy, showing them their seats. So it was looking back,
beautiful,
great job. And then from there onwards, I started working in the theatre bar. And as soon as I got the itch for bar work, I was working in pubs. I've never worked anywhere else really than pubs. I mean, I haven't worked in bars, clubs or anything like that. So pubs have always been my thing. And then just throughout my 20s, I always stayed in people-focused roles. So I was working in pubs, but then I was also worked in recruitment as well. I also worked in motorsport, which was a great experience. I also worked in sales. So I've not stayed in hospitality as an industry, but I've always done people-focused roles because I just love people and I thrive off people's energy. So whilst I was working full-time, I was kind of working in pubs just to top up. And then in 2020, I started doing a couple of shifts at the Tolly, moved in with Joe, and just thought I'll help them out during COVID. And here I am 4 years later. Absolutely loving it.
I didn't know you did, you worked in a theatre. I've learnt so much about you recently, but I did not know that.
Just keep coming out with little nuggets.
I did this too.
Yeah, I loved it. I've always been in, when I was at school, I loved drama, obviously. Drama queen. I've worked in theatres because I was always performing. So it was a great opportunity for me to kind of get into that side of the roles, and yeah, I haven't looked back since.
And for those that don't know, you are a trained professional singer. Is trained the right word?
Yeah, I'd say I am. Yeah, I can sing. Yeah. I was training to be an opera singer at university when I was 20, and I think I've mentioned this to you before. I liked to party a little bit too much to become an opera singer. Yeah. So I had to have a sit-down conversation with my teacher, and he said, you need to start taking this seriously if you really want to do it. And I think I went to go and see the Traviata, which is an opera, and I sat there, and halfway through I was like, no, I don't want to be an opera singer anymore. So I then started doing more jazz. And jazz, kind of blues, and I got involved with a few jazz clubs in Northampton, which is where I'm from. So I left university, decided it wasn't for me, and then ever since then I've been singing with this band now for 10 years. They're called the Ginger Pig. They're from Northampton. They've been together for 50 years.
Wow.
So I bring the average age down. The majority of them are in their 80s now, and they're just an awesome bunch of men that love music. So they're kind of based on New Orleans music.
Oh, proper jazz.
Yeah, proper jazz. Yeah. And then I also run, I've reduced the amount I do now. I run a professional wedding singing business. So I do a lot of singing people down the aisle. So I play the little grand piano, sing people down the aisle, which is lovely. It's really special because they have the choice to just choose a song that they want to walk down the aisle to, what they want to sign the register to. So it's a nice extra thing.
What's your favourite song that you sing?
That's a really tricky question. My favourite song to sing, jazz-wise, was I'd Rather Go Blind by Etta James, which is an awesome kind of heartfelt song, which you can just kind of get really into it. But wedding song wise, probably I do like Can't Help Falling in Love With You by Elvis. I think it's an absolutely stunning song. And
you've
also
probably sung it a lot of times then.
I've sang it a lot. I played it a fair bit back when we were cycling. So Guns N' Roses, "Sweet Child of Mine."
Oh,
It's a great song to
that
sing.
song makes my mum cry every time she hears it because it
It's
was playing
beautiful.
when I was born.
Really?
Well, as they left the hospital. It's what they tell me.
That's
Yeah.
a cool song to be
Yeah.
associated with. I think it's an unexpected wedding song that I do just randomly, and everyone goes like, "Oh, I know this song," because it's very different.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing to be involved in, and I think it goes back to the hospitality thing. I just love being part of people's milestone celebrations. I think it's really special.
I've just had this random image pop into my head. If you were still an opera singer, that you could have been the face for Go Compare.
I could have, and I can grow a great tash. So
Perfect.
Go compare.
But you don't have a twin brother because obviously it's not the same person in the adverts. You know, in the advert where it's like him, he's normal, and then he's the opera singer. Have you not seen that? What have you been?
Yeah,
have you been working and not watching TV?
Maybe. Wait, but wouldn't they just do it?
It is the same person.
I was about to say.
So you still sing a little bit, but what made you focus more on the pub than the singing? Like what? You've obviously said you just love the people, but pub is your main focus at the moment, and your businesses.
I'm like Ken. I do pub.
Yeah.
Not beach. I do pub. With singing, it's been. I've had an up and down kind of feeling with it. Singing has always been an absolute passion of mine. I love it. It makes you feel incredible when you come off stage. Like the build up for going on stage is pretty nerve wracking, but then you're done, and that adrenaline high is just like whoa. But when you're doing it all the time, I think you really lose that.
Yeah.
And your passion becomes a bit of a chore. I found when I started getting heavily involved with the Tolly, that feeling I was getting from, the adrenaline from getting off stage, I was getting that on a Saturday night when we were fully booked and you're you're on the door, you're making sure people are happy, you're looking after people. You get that same buzz, which is really, really special. And I think when you can share it with someone that, like with Joe and I, when we can share it together, and with the team around us, that's what makes it even better. I found being a musician, it gets really lonely. It does, and you're travelling around on your own, especially because I didn't have a band. I did it all myself. That was my own decision. I could only then rely on myself, and I didn't let anyone else down, or no one let me down. So it was a conscious decision on my behalf. But yeah, I just found myself going, I think one day I went, oh, I've got a gig tonight. And I went, oh, that's not...
You don't want that, no.
That's not...
When you lose the interest and the excitement, I think.
Yeah. So I just decided... And also the pub ended up getting really busy, which was brilliant. And, life just kind of ended up taking over, and the pub ended up taking precedent because singing's not going to go anywhere. I'm fortunate that hopefully if I carry on practicing and still doing bits and bobs, that my voice will stay.
Yeah.
So I do know that at any point that I really want to, I can carry it on, but also I'm just really enjoying doing it. I do gigs for free all the time with bands because it's a night out for me. I can...
Yeah.
And you're still getting a great kick out of it. So the pub... I ended, like I say, the same buzz I was getting from music, I was getting at the pub. So I was like, this is the right time. This is the right thing for me now. And like I say, 4 years in, and
You still get that buzz?
Still get it. And I'm so excited to get back to work for this weekend. I'm just so looking forward to it because there's nowhere else that I want to be.
And what's your main role in the pub? Or does it vary depending on staffing?
Who knows? I just turn up. I'm just there.
Do you not do the rota?
No. Our front of house manager does all the rotas and everything. So my role is all of the admin stuff, which
unfortunately needs doing.
It has to be done.
Yeah,
but that's fine. I'm so used to it. I've done jobs in admin before, so financials, checking where all the money's going, making sure we're doing everything's cost effective. But also, I don't even know. What do I do? I can't
Everything.
even think. There's just lots of things. I've organised all of the events that we put on, larger events for for large parties. Tollemache, which is our big festival, is my thing now. Joe handed that over to me a couple of years ago, organising that. So that's the event where we get about 2,500 people to. So it's a big thing for us. Our Pride events. Currently working on comedy nights. I was thinking there are other things that I do, and I really cannot think what it is. But yeah, it counts.
Bit of everything.
Counts, contracts, health and safety. Literally just thinking, all of that stuff. So
If you're on the floor, where are you normally? Like, are you?
depends where Cam puts me. You know, I love being I love doing a section on the floor. That's great fun. Getting involved with the customers directly, serving them. I also do the bar sometimes, which is great fun as well. I can do the door.
So just a few things. Yeah,
just,
not much.
Like I say, I just say to Cam, just put me wherever you want. I'm happy.
Put me wherever you need me.
Yeah.
Okay, you probably answered this. Your favourite thing about the industry, is it people?
My favourite part of the industry is being involved in people's memories. People come together and they find a place that they can create a memory. And just having that effect on people, having that impact, there's nothing better than you've looked after a large table that haven't been together for years. There's 8 of them. They've all come from different areas of the country, which we get a lot.
Yeah.
We get lots of people meeting up because we're smack bam in the middle of the country. We get a lot of people that haven't seen each other for years, and it's emotional. And you create a space that they feel really looked after. They feel really welcome. They come up to you at the end of the meal, give you a massive hug, and they're like, "We'll be back this time next year." That's my
rewarding.
favourite bit. Yeah, really nice. And it's the same with Christmas. So we've had the same families, we've had the same work parties coming back for years and years and years, because they just love their experience every time. And every time they come through the door, I come give you a hug. Like, oh, it's so nice to see you. It's been a year.
Yeah.
But they still feel part of the, I guess, the community, which is something that we've been driving for ages now, is that we want to create this hub of community that everyone feels welcome and everyone feels like they're part of the team. We get people asking for Team Tolly t-shirts all the time. Like,
I'll have one of them, please.
Yeah, you can have one. Yeah. But, you know, I do need them for staff.
I'll swap you for a workforce one.
Okay, deal.
Deal
Shake on it. There we go.
Ow. Okay, and like, so obviously some of your customers return, like you were just saying, like year after year. Have you seen a change in your customers since? I think we don't like to mention it, but since COVID, like how is
BC?
Yeah.
BC before COVID. We definitely see a difference in customer trends. A couple of years ago, plant-based was super high. People were super interested. Plant-based. That's what they wanted.
Yep.
But now it's all locality. Everyone's asking, where's the source from? They want to. So what we ended up doing, we've put it all on the menu and we make it very apparent where everything is from throughout the building.
Yeah.
Because that's what people really, really want to know. They're not necessarily wanting vegan. They want a steak that's sourced less than 20 miles away. Also, the non-alcoholic option. That is huge
It's
now.
huge now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the actual having the different options is like the amount of choice.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the last 3 years. Like the game's been raised. Like, lucky Saint have created this incredible product that, you know, people really, really want. And I think less and less people are drinking, especially young people. I think people just aren't interested because they're more interested in being healthy. But also, like I've said before, we're in the middle of nowhere. Costs you 30 odd quid plus to get a taxi. 30 quid is the cheapest you're going to get a taxi where we are. So people are at least one person on each table is driving. So most people say, oh, what non-alcoholic options do you have? Which is great because we can now offer it.
Yeah.
We've got non-alcoholic gins, beers. We do like homemade soft drinks which look like cocktails, so people feel included. Definitely locality and low alcohol is big for us now.
It's interesting that you say that about the Gen Z, and like it is. I know some research from CAM have said that the younger people just aren't interested in alcohol.
No.
And to be fair, like some days I'm not interested in alcohol. Other days I am very interested.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it depends. But like we were saying, the options available are, like compared to 3 years ago, ridiculous how much non-alcoholic you can get now. But it's so much nicer that there are those options.
Yeah.
The fact that there's no taboo behind it anymore. I don't know if taboo is the right word, but like, no, like.
Well, people don't go, you're not drinking anymore. It's just like, no one even bats an eyelid now. But it's so nice not to. Remember when I first started, when I think I just turned 18 and all you could get was Beck's Blue. Because I was a singer when I turned 18, so I wasn't drinking that much.
Yeah.
And all I could do is either have a tonic water in a gin glass or a Beck's Blue. And now it's just changed so much that you can actually sit there and think, you feel like you are actually enjoying a beer or a drink with your friends.
It's something that we have to look at in our side of the business as well. So when we run events and things, you have to offer low and no, because like some of our events are not booze heavy, but there's the option there to have the drinks. But now having the low and no is so popular at the events and things, and I think I've noticed it going to other events as well. And I'm sure you have to take that in when you're planning your events, having the different things. But if you've already got them there, then what's the age range of your team?
Our age range of our team is huge now. It's so we have taken people on at about 15 years old before, as their first job, which has been brilliant for us because they're keen, they're young, they want to start work, they're there for a reason. Like, not every 15-year-old needs to get a job, but some of them really do because they want to be self-sufficient, which is awesome. I think our team ranges from 15 to like 40, so it's. But I want it even larger. Yeah, I want an 80-year-old. Why not?
Ask one of the guys in the band.
Yeah, could do actually. But having those young brains for us is great because they bring a new dimension to the job. They're they're tech savvy. They're really quick at picking things up because that's what your young brains do. They're just like, you tell them something, they're like, yep, cool, great. And they've not had a job before, which sometimes does work in our favour because we can push them in the right direction. We can teach them things that they haven't got any previous experience at. So sometimes it's good to have a bit of experience on the floor, but it's not a necessity for us because we know the training that we're going to put them through, they're going to learn everything they need, and they're going to be comfortable. They're going to be happy doing that job.
What's your favourite part of having a team?
My favourite part of having a team is the togetherness and that everyone is in it together. We're very clear when we start taking on staff that there's no set job role. You're not coming in just to do one role. You're here to learn everyone else's role. So all of our senior members of staff, we're all trained in each other's roles. Essentially, obviously, I can't cook. But I can hop on the pass if I need to. I can hop on starters. Yep. The guys that work on the pass or on sauce, they can go on the bar and they can pull a pint. And they can also run food. So it's not
everyone can do everything.
Everyone can do everything, not to the best standard because we can't all be perfect at everything. But if we're really in the shit, then people can. We're very flexible, which is key. It's integral. In working in hospitality, you need to be flexible and to do every other role because otherwise you end up having us and them as a split team, which just creates a really toxic working environment. You want to be together and all get on and feel like you're all putting in the same. So that's my favourite part my favourite part's getting in the shit. Because then everyone has to pull together and it's amazing what can happen because you never get to the point that you're at point of collapse because you do get out of it, but we don't get in trouble enough, if that makes sense. I don't think we'd allow ourselves to get in trouble enough, so then when you do get it, you're like, yeah, come on,
got this.
Woo.
How important do you think the hospitality industry is to younger people and their careers?
So important. I was having this conversation with someone the other day that you should make hospitality like that it should be done by everyone.
Should be in the curriculum.
It should be. I think everyone should have some sort of experience, even if it's a few days, a few weeks, working within an environment where you're dealing with people because it teaches you imperative people skills that you're going to need for the rest of your life. Dealing with problems, because it's all unpredictable. Unpredictable things can happen, and having to deal with that on your feet, I think is so great for you. And we get people that come back from uni and they're like, "Thank you, because you've made my life so much easier." Socialising wise, cleaning wise,
Yep.
you know, sometimes we have to clean, and they're like, "Yeah, crack on." They get on with it. So yeah, I think it should be something that is made part of the curriculum, that everyone has to get.
It's even if
involved.
you're not staying in the hospitality industry, it can help you in so many other jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I think like the amount of different jobs I've had, but it's all stemmed from those people skills I was learning when I was 16, 17, 18, which is what made me thrive in those roles, because I could problem solve on my feet. I could talk to people. So it's super, super important. If everyone wants to just come and work with us, I'll just have everyone just for a few weeks, and we'll be like, and you'll grow and flourish into a wonderful human. Flumps.
Nobody wants to be called a flump.
Flo's flourishing.
Forward-going friends.
Friends. It sounds a bit like hippies. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We'll work on it. We'll work
would-
on the name.
It's something that we want to work on with the local colleges. Just get more and more people to come do some work experience with us, because it's.
Lots of places have stopped work experience.
I know.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I did my work experience in a pub. Wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I was sort of already working there, but we went for don't tell the school.
I got paid.
One thing we do is we have some questions that people have written
Ooh.
that they don't know who they're for, but we're going to ask you one of them.
Okay.
If you had to make one drink for the rest of your life, like the only thing you could serve in your pub, what would it be?
Margaritas.
That was so quick.
I love margaritas. I love making them as well. We make this. Well, actually, I do like a bit. No,
No, you've chosen margarita. Final
sorry.
answer.
So we do this margarita with. Actually, shout out to Hannah Rhodes. She bought me a bottle of honey tequila.
Mm-hmm.
She sent it to me randomly, and we started making margaritas, and we make this gorgeous margarita with this honey tequila, and everyone that has it is like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the best tequila ever," because it's not. A lot of places do a margarita and add the sugar syrup to it.
Yep.
Which just makes it a little bit too sweet. I like my margaritas quite bitter, but is just super tasty. So, yeah, probably that. But also a lager.
You can't beat a lager.
Can't beat a lager.
Flo and I wonderfully spent 3 days together earlier this year cycling around the undulating hills of Devon.
Rolling hills.
Rolling hills, according to Steve Alton.
Absolutely not.
Have you been back on your bike since?
No.
Are you going to?
No. Scarred for life. Thanks, Steve. No, I'm only joking. You know what? I've actually been out on it loads, and it's changed. It's a new hobby, which I'm really enjoying.
You hadn't cycled on the road before for very long, had you?
Nope. So I was asked to do it at Cook and Dine last year, albeit I was probably couple of Prosecco's deep.
Yeah.
We were in the pub after. I think Steve just mentioned it in passing to me. Oh, you should do pedalling to pubs this year. And I said, okay. Next day, I had an email in my inbox from the LTC saying, thank you for signing up. I was
You're
like, you work in your funny ways, don't you? And I was so nervous. Just, yeah, really nervous.
I mean, I cycle and I was nervous. I'm not a professional like some of the people that were at the front.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, it was one of those events that was kind of a bit like, ooh, this is really out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But now I've got the itch. I just want to.
Are you doing it again? 2025.
I'm just going to wait until I've seen the climbs, and then I'll make a decision.
They're apparently not as bad as Devon. That is in the words of Steve Alton, though. So
I know, and I don't really trust him now. But it was super special sharing that moment with people, and obviously spending a lot of time with you.
it was
Because
wonderful.
Jess was an absolute legend, and she did at the front stuff on the first day and the second day, and then you join me at the
I think I
back
start
the
like
last
first day I was like, I'll do out the front stuff. Second day I was like, oh, the middle's quite nice. And the third day I was like, the back is great. Like, we're having so much fun.
And we shared a lot of moments of watching cows, sheep, listening to some good music, just jamming. And but then the other people at the back were just so positive. I think there was no moment of defeat, which was really nice. I personally didn't feel at a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this.
No, there was the morale of the group was incredible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would love to do it again. I think.
Yeah, I think
we've got the gang together now. We have to.
Yeah, this is true. We've got to carry it on.
We're gonna get matching t-shirts. We had them last year. 15 of us.
2 out of 3 days. Yeah, all I can say to anyone that's thinking about doing it, just do it. Even if you don't ride a bike. Like now, I'm going out for 2 hours a week, designated 2 hours a week, little slot of riding, not thinking about anything else. Oh my gosh, it does your brain absolute wonders.
This has been fun.
This has been really nice. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited to hear everyone else. I've been listening to all the podcasts.
Correct answer.
Awesome job with all of the podcasts. They've been
Thanks.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for having me, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.